Alright, weather's getting nasty, folks. We're going to try and finish this up. I don't know how long I've talked. I'm going to try and go a few more, and we may have to just call this a day. Magellan.
Captain upstairs, if you could make sure that the fire doors are closed, and just check fire service to make sure everyone's in the interior room or hallway.
Copy that. Already done, sir. We are good to go.
All and interior spaces.
And they're going to be here for a while.
Alright. Magellan and 5 ships are going to head out. And as they make it to the Pacific, unfortunately, the spot where Magellan picked to turn left was probably about the worst one of all time. He moved into the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, something that he didn't know how big it really was. And where he turns left, it's right in the middle where there are no islands. If he went a little farther south, he would get to some of the South Pacific islands, but he doesn't. He goes right into the heart where there's absolutely nothing. And so with little food, with heat, the starving sailors after 4 months land in the Pacific island nation of the Philippines. And Magellan is excited. He has initial success in the Philippines, where he was able to spread Christianity. Unfortunately, one of the groups that took him in, he tries to help them out with a battle with another Filipino tribe, and he is killed. Even with their leader gone, Magellan's fleet continues to sail onward. And on September 8th, 1522, after being gone for over 3 years, they made it back to Spain, being the first people to circumnavigate the globe. And so from the interconnectedness of Africa, Europe, and Asia, this begins to migrate outward and incorporate now North and South America into what will become a true world economy as the Americas are plugged back in after being cut off from all of that cultural diffusion when the Bering Strait melted. It will vault Europe from the bottom of the bus in the Dark Ages to become the most powerful continent ever, as they will control more money and resources and more land than ever before. And next we get to a place called the Netherlands. And the small Dutch territory is an unlikely place for sea power. Portugal was dominant at sea because of their large head start in exploration. But it was the small country of the Netherlands in the North Sea that will rise and challenge the Portuguese at first. The Netherlands had been connected to the Spanish Habsburg throne for many years. And in 1599, a Dutch fleet returns to the Netherlands after a very long absence way over in Asia. When they return to port, the investors who signed on to this, just like Da Gama's fleet, made enormous sums of money. All of a sudden, everybody wants in. This seems to be the greatest get-rich-quick scheme of all time. The Dutch began to equip a dual-purpose fleet. The fleet was for trade, but it was also equipped for battle. The Dutch also want to set up colonial outposts like those that Da Gama started for the Portuguese. Not wanting to draw attention to themselves, the Dutch stayed away from the mighty Spanish fleets. They started a settlement in what is now Cape Town, South Africa. This settlement was designed to resupply and repair ships for the dangerous trip around the Cape of Good Hope. In 1602, a couple Dutch traders who had become wealthy from this trade in Asia created the Dutch East India Company. We are going to call it the DEIC. And they are going to duel with Portugal in a quest to be ranked among the most powerful countries in all of Europe. They wanted that attention. And so they traded with China and were able to monopolize on trade with China. As a result, the Dutch were able to form better relations with not only the Chinese, but many people in Southeast Asia. Some Dutch will assimilate into the native cultures, they will marry natives, and unlike the Spanish and Portuguese who were bent on religious conversion as well, the Dutch don't do this. They only wanted access to trade goods. And so the Netherlands becomes extremely wealthy. And the effects of all of this, all right, will fuel absolutism. With the Portuguese, the Spanish, and the Dutch were out exploring and traveling, the two great European powers were stirring. England and France were in their rivalry. England and France are headed to major conflict over resources and wealth in North America. With the wealth from exploration of the New World, a new age economy is born. The monarchies in Spain, France, and England now have access to money, raw materials, and land that will allow them to be able to dominate their countries. This leads us to absolutism. I'm going to shut down now. We've just got the call to go into the hallway. We're going to be there now for a very long time. All right, we'll see you guys. Good luck.